Hello and welcome to my little slot on Dovetail's summer sale streams. My name's Hentis and we're off to Doncaster. So come and join me for the next, I think it'd be just about an hour or just under, and I'll try not to break the 801, or is it an 802? It's an 801, isn't it? I can't even do that. I can't even get that right now. I'm not having a good day. Oh dear. Right, anyway, so let's get the AWS and bits on and all that, what we're supposed to do. Yeah, we'll have everything. More the merrier. Ooh, 158 going in there. Ooh, okay, get out of the way of the door. Do I fit through that door? Nice. Okay, right, anyway. Oh, I love the sound of that door. Cool, sit in the seat. Switch her on. And put her in first. Slap that.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Oh, awesome. Wipers, we don't need them. Oh, did I do it with dynamic weather or not? Ooh, we might get rain. Oh dear. Don't really like dynamic weather when it just starts raining and stays raining. Right, I think we're ready there. Oh, we haven't unlocked the doors. Well, that's a bad thing. Oh, GPR 7066 up there, by the looks of it. So, our stopping today is Newark Northgate, and then we're in Doncaster. So, yeah. I will apologise if you hear emergency vehicles screaming up the road or someone drilling, because I have workmen. I live, from where I am in my new flat, I live about 5 metres away from the road, and it's a main road out of the port of Poole. So, yeah. So, it's a bit busy at times. And there's also just randomly people just knocking on my door saying, "Can you let me in?" I have one of those door control entry sort of things to my flat downstairs, and yeah. Anyway, if you don't know who I am Hentis. Let's get going. Hentis Rail. I have been a Dovetail ambassador for about just under a year and a half now, I think. And I think this is probably my third stream, I believe. Yeah, we'll do 25. Oh, hello. Is that my one? No, that's not my one. Unfortunately, last year, I lost my mum, so my world was turned upside down, because most of you know that I was a carer for her. And basically, my streaming went for a couple of weeks. Is that 701 over there? No, I'm blind. I thought I saw 701. I think they're further down. Yeah, right, let's whack it up a bit. Factor 5. So that led me to lose my house, because it was in her name. It was a council house, so yeah, you know, just these things happen. And luckily I got put into a 1-bedroom flat, and it's a nice flat. There's a pretty cat there somewhere. Yeah, it's a lovely flat, and yeah, everything's coming together. I've got settled. I'm settled into my place now. So yeah. What have we got there? Another EWS? EWS, yep. So yeah, I'm settling in. The next thing I need to do is get myself a job, which is good. But today we are driving the one Sierra 06 to its King's Cross to Edinburgh Waverley, and we're driving it between Peterborough and Doncaster. Newark is our next stop in 40 miles time. This will be about half an hour, I think. Not even that. 20 minutes. So yeah, so it's going to be a bit. It might be a bit noisy. But yeah, I am Hentis Rail. I have a Facebook page, YouTube page dedicated to railways. YouTube, I stream Trains in World three times a week. I stream Monday Mastery on Monday, strangely enough. It's basically where I cover the routes where that just changed to the green, where I cover the routes where I need to complete the masteries on them, and I try to do 4 routes in a stream. I think the current ones I'm working on at the moment is West Somerset Railway, Oakville Subdivision, Peninsula Corridor, and Cajon Pass. I did a stream on the day of recording this, the previous day. This hopefully will be going out on the 28th of June, I'm hoping, because 28th of June is my birthday, so happy birthday to me. If not, happy belated birthday to me. Yeah, this I recorded previous sort of thing, but I'm kind of hoping that. Sorry, I lost all my train of thought then. Yeah, Monday Mastery, sorry. So yeah, Monday Mastery is, I'm doing, I think that when I recorded this, I did the Monday Mastery, and what did I do? I did West Somerset Railway, Oakville Sub, and Penn Corridor, but I wasn't able to do Cajon Pass. But obviously, even when I finish one route's mastery, then the next route that I've not done the mastery on, which I can't remember what it is, I will then do, and so on and so forth until I eventually complete all the masteries. What I tend to do is I just drive, if it tells me, like with Oakville Subdivision, you need to drive, I can't remember how many miles, but you also need to drive at least 3 for Tier 2, because I've done Tier 1 Mastery, I need to do Tier 2 Mastery, so you need to drive like 3 services. I think the other one for Oakville is 2 level 3 scenarios, I think it is. So I do one of those. I'll drive a thingy, but some of the mastery is like where it gets you to drive as well in the same tier. You got to drive 160 kilometers, or get 8,000 AP in that sort of run. So that's the sort of thing that you tend to sort of kind of do. If you're driving one service, then you might get 8,000 XP. I call it XP. I know it's AP. So yeah, that's the whole idea of Monday Mastery, is to get that mastery done. But that's a series that, it's quite young series that I've been doing. I've only started it. I've only done 5 episodes now. But that I generally tend to do either a Monday afternoon or a Monday evening, depending whether I'm going out or on that Monday or not. And then the next Trains in World stream on a weekday is Thursdays, and that will generally be Route Lucky Dip I have all the routes on the PS5, and I literally have them all in a bag, and I'm there shuffling the routes on little post-it notes, all in the little bag that I've got, and literally I'll type to my audience, or say to my audience, type stop in the chat, and they will literally just type stop in the chat, or just stop. Yeah, basically whatever, when they say stop, I grab a route, pull it out, whatever it is, I drive it. But I also have a thing called SSJ, which is Service Scenario Journey. So I have another separate bag with a little post-it note with Service Scenario Journey written on them, and then I put my hand in the bag, pull one out, whether it's Service Scenario Journey. So I do that. If I finish all the scenarios, then I will choose again either Service or Journey. That is the same for a Saturday as well, or sometimes Saturday is viewers vote the route, which I then literally I will start off a route that I may choose just at random, but before I do that route, I will then pull out randomly pull out another 4 routes out of the bag, and then I will then start a poll up in the YouTube chat, and then type in what these routes are that I just pulled out. Now, from the time I start and when I finish the route that I originally started driving, people have that time to vote on what route of the 4 routes that I pull out, what I want to drive, or what they want me to drive. It's a bit weird sometimes, but I also get to choose whether it's a Service Scenario or Journey as well, or I could do pull one randomly out the bag. But recently, I've thrown into the mix of jump straight in plus 30, or jump straight in under 30. So if I pull one of them out, it totally throws everything out the bag, because when you press jump straight in, it's literally, well, if you've got to choose, if you pull out jump straight in plus 30, you can pull a route out, and you don't pull a route out, it's just going to choose a random route and a random service at over 30 minutes, and it can be anything. So that is a complete lucky dip random thing, completely. So yeah, it'll either be, plus 30 or less than 30 minutes, but it could be a scenario, a journey, I think, or a service, and it might even be a route that I've already driven. So yeah, it's a bit weird, in a route that I've already driven in the stream. So yeah, so that's the sort of thing that it kind of keeps it fresh, sort of thing. Sometimes I may put on my Discord server this will be on a Saturday only, where I want some of my members, or whoever, the first 6, to literally type in a route they want me to drive in Train Sim World for that Saturday night stream. Now, it can be anything. The only thing is they only get one choice. So 6 people. So the first 6 people to get it, boom. And then I have been doing up to a point when obviously things went wrong. I was doing like, what's your favourite 6 routes to drive, or your favourite 10 routes, or 5 routes to drive in Train Sim World, and I will message people, that sort of thing. But I haven't done that for a while. Not sure if I will go back to doing it. It's just sometimes it can be more trouble sometimes than it's worth. But they were good when I did them. 22 miles from you at Northgate. $801,222 is our speed. You won't find no Eleanor in here. We've got anyone here. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's basically slow down a bit. That's basically what I do with Train Sim World streams, and obviously I've got the Wednesday night gaming, where I've got 5 separate games, and over a period of 5 weeks I'll go through those games on a Wednesday night. So one, like I said, I don't know if I've said about it in here, but one week it will be Construction Sim, then the next week it will be Mass Effect trilogy, then it will be Call of Duty. I'm playing all the story modes, the campaign modes in Call of Duty, currently up to Infinite Warfare. Some of them are over, last me 2 episodes. This one that I'm doing at the moment is into the 3rd episode. And then after Call of Duty it will be Uncharted, and then it will be The Last of Us Part 1, the PS5 edition. That reminds me. Increase that one. Import test. Which one is it? The volume don't work. And then basically when I've completed a game, there'll be another game out my arsenal of PS4 or PS5 games that I've got that I will do. So that's generally what I tend to stream. I am trying to do more videos as well, that I will upload to the channel, either Train Sim Classic or Train Sim World, but they're not as popular, the same as some of my actual train videos, the real trains. They're not as popular as my live streams, which I don't understand why. But yeah, you know, it is what it is, and I just got to take that sort of thing. You know, the Train Sim World streams are popular, so yeah, it's weird. But yeah, that's me on YouTube. I did have a channel, or I still do have a channel on Twitch. Twitch.tv or something like that, /Hentis, I think it is. And I did have an Xbox Series X. I do apologise for erming a bit in here, so yeah. And but because of everything that's going on, and I've got the PC and I've got the PlayStation, I decided to sell it, because I just can't justify the price of Game Pass and paying that every month. And you know, I've got the PlayStation, I've got the PC, so yeah, it's unfortunately it had to go. But I did I streamed Train Sim World on that as well. But you know, it might be that I'll get the Series X again. I don't know. We'll see. It is, you know, I never thought I'd see myself with an Xbox, to be honest, because I'm just a PlayStation person. But I originally bought a Series S for Microsoft Flight Sim, £250 for a 4K console. Not bad. Okay, it's a bit light on guts and everything, but it's got a bit of oomph, not a lot. But yeah, you know, when everything like what had happened over the past 9 months has happened, then you have to put your priorities in order, because the way things were happening, I was going to be sleeping on a park bench. Kind of lucky for me that things kind of fell into place, and I've managed to get this flat, but I have to think about these things, and they were pretty heavy. There's a lot of heavy decisions that I had to make, and yeah. But I'm in my flat now. I'm kind of settled, getting final things sorted, and yeah, it's been a lot mentally, physically to deal with. And I've surprised myself how I done it, to be honest. But yeah, I've literally got my YouTube channels, so yeah, I've got my streaming, so that has helped me over the past 9 months as well. And Dovetail have been good to me as well. They've helped me out. So big shout out to Dovetail and to my followers, my little community and my little Discord server as well. So they've really, they've kept me sane, kind of. So big shout out to them. And they know who they are. So where else can you find me? Oh, on Facebook, Hentisrail on Facebook. That is where I get all my photos, and my YouTube videos are shared. Basically all my train photos when I go out on trips, all the local stuff. I literally, Hentisrail is basically a page that's dedicated to my little bit of the railway between Bournemouth and Weymouth. Not so much that as well, but if my trips out that I go out places, and I put other stuff, railway related stuff down as well on it. So if you like trains, you like loads of stuff, so just come and say hello. Yeah, just look up, just type in Hentisrail in Google, and you'll get you'll probably end up getting the old website, the YouTube page, and the Facebook page. If you like that sort of thing, just go and subscribe and like the pages and that. I also do a thing called Dorset. It's not really Dorset, but it's mainly Poole. But I keep a database of every single train movement apart from passenger. Mostly like passengers you don't really need to know, but it's just like the tours, freight workings if we get any, engineer trains, test trains, all the special workings that come through Poole. I have what I call a lifetime list, and it dates back to 1893, if I remember rightly. That's the earliest. It might be 1887, I'm not sure, which lists the earliest to trains, the locos, the electric multiple units, the diesel multiple units, everything that's come through Poole since about, I'm gonna stick my neck out and go 1887. So I think that's the year, one of the earliest year that I've seen the photograph of stuff at Poole. And there's an awful lot of steam locos in there. EWS is booked. So yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot. We're 3.4 miles outside Newark Northgate, so we need to slow down. But we've got some yellows coming up. They'll probably go green. I am going to be arriving a wee bit late now. First. I hate it when it does that. It comes up with a yellow warning, like the AWS, but it then goes green. You're like, so yeah, Hent Israel on YouTube is at Hent Israel, and Hent Israel on Facebook is just Hent Israel. I also have another page dedicated to my model railway, which, strange enough, I named after my mum as Burton Road. But yeah, obviously because of everything that happened, it didn't really take off, and because obviously after she died, I had to move out of the house, so I sold all my baseboards, paid over £300 for the baseboard and everything to be bespoke baseboards to be made. And obviously, like I said earlier on, I was looking at probably living on a park bench, so I had to get rid of everything. You know, it's just strange where you have to empty a house where you've lived for 40 odd years, and it's not only your stuff you've got to sort of try and cut down, it's all my mum's stuff as well, memories, everything, and it takes an awful toll on you mentally, and yeah, I don't wish that on anyone. But yeah, so I still have the model railway. I sold the baseboards, but I didn't sell any of the rolling stock, the track. I kept it. I made the decision because it was shortly after I sold the baseboards that I was given a discretional tenancy, so that I would be able to have a place of my own, which is pretty cool, which I have got. And so I've got some board, and I decided to keep everything, which was pretty cool. So just coming into Newark Northgate a little bit fast. Slip the old brakes on. Ease the brakes off. Do I make the mark? I'd buy that for $1. Right, so we have to wait for 8:47. Well, while we're there, hold on, Matt. Made it. Might as well just have a look around the station, really.
Safety and security.
Oh, I got one of them. I think I might have done everything. I do. Must admit, I do like these adverts. Lick Posh, Mike Fool, Craig Turtle. There's got to be some innuendos in there. From the studio that bought you Where's My Chicken? Should have been Where's My Donkey? Dovetail animation. It's pretty cool. They just got Dovetail. That's one of those, like, those, remind me of those perfume adverts that you get. Right, anyway, sorry. Let's get on. I think I've got, what did they were animated? Oh, cool. I think I've got everything on here. I'm not worried if I leave a little bit of that, to be honest. Get your bikes, first aid points. Yeah, I've done everything on here. Excuse me. I'll get through. Don't worry. Yeah, we'll make it. Don't worry. There's nothing coming. This isn't the station that I usually stop at anyway, but. I was thinking it might be something there, but it's not. There's a video of me on YouTube at my local train station. Well, not my local one. Train station, just walking around into what looked like it was a poster, and it decides to say, "Oh, it worked in Trains in World." Oh no, I don't want to give it up. Go away. How dare you? I hate it when it does that. I think I've got everything on here anyway. Right, and we're ready to go. No trains up in here. Put her in first. Right, and Doncaster at 9:09. Let's go. Hopefully. Yep, we're on the way. Give him a 2. So, what is your favourite route in, or what routes do you like to play in Trains in World? Do you like just driving passenger routes, or passenger only, or do you like just freight only?
Mind the gap.
You know, I mean, me personally, I like both. I like driving passenger, freight. I like. Oh, that was the old flat crossing in Europe, wasn't it? I always forget that that's there. Yeah, I like doing both. I quite like the German autobahn, the stuff like driving the 425s and that. I was driving some of that the other day. Yeah, I just quite enjoyed it, just coming in at full pelt and then just putting the brakes straight on. Yeah, it's really, really cool. But I also like doing freight as well. I mean, freight runs, I think we've got a yellow there, haven't we? Long freight runs I don't mind. I mean, on here I know you got some that are about 2 hours long. But you've got to be decent speeds as well. Just the American ones, I do like driving like Horseshoe Curve.
Mind the gap.
Oh, what's my phone going off? Oh, what's the other ones? Horseshoe Curve, Sherman Hill, Cajon Pass. But I just love to be at a constant speed and just having to sort of drop down to 30 miles an hour while you're like on a on a 1 in 80 incline sort of thing. It's just like, yeah, it's not my idea of fun, but it's you know, trying to it's just trying to make sure that you control it. Unfortunately, I did in a stream a few weeks ago, I did a freight run on Cajon Pass, and it wasn't the steepest run down, the steepest part. It was, but I think it was about 8,000 or 9,000 ton behind me, and I did bring it, I wouldn't say safely into Cajon Yard, or into whatever the yard was down below, I can't remember. But I actually didn't stop in time. I was spadded, so yeah. But yeah, they're fun, those sort of things. But I mean, there was one stream, and I don't know why. I just must have had a bad stream really. But out of the 5 routes that I drove, I spadded 3 times in them. I don't know. I mean, when you do stream, your concentration has to be high as hell. You have to be, you have to really concentrate, because not only are you concentrating on trying to drive, you're also looking at the chat and everything. And so, and it is easy to get embroiled in discussion with someone, and you completely forget that you just passed a single yellow. You got a red next, and that's it. And I do get really annoyed at that because I should know better. But it's one of those things. It happens. So the other thing as well is just like, also like doing shunting sort of thing, or switching if you're in America. I primarily like to drive UK routes, for obvious reasons, but I do like driving German routes. I do like the American routes, but it's more so German routes over the American. Yeah. Right. Yellows. What route would you like to see? I mean, everyone in Trainsim World, I mean, everyone would love to see their local route. I mean, for me, I know we got Bournemouth to Southampton in Trainsim Classic. That's my local route in Trainsim Classic. In Trainsim World, it's the Isle of Wight. Because there isn't Bournemouth to Southampton, which I would like to see, but I'd have to see. I think it's a bit short. So I would love to see it as so Bournemouth to Southampton in Trainsim World, but I'd love to see it as Eastleigh, extended to Eastleigh Yard, Eastleigh Depot, Northern Depot, and I would love to see it extended to Poole. I know that's like cheeky, but you'll have services that terminate at Poole instead of just stopping at Bournemouth. So in effect, it's kind of correct, prototypically correct, because that's where a lot of services do stop at Bournemouth and don't go down to Poole. Trust me on that one. But yeah, it would be nice that your service ends at Poole, or your drive will end at Poole, but then you'll just get chucked out the cab if it's a train that's going on down to Weymouth, or you'll get to take it into the service sidings at Poole, and then there could be either service continues, that it'll either go into the next service if it's that sort of time of day, where it'll go into the next service to London Waterloo, say, or you'll take it back to Bournemouth Depot, or I think sometimes they go to Northern at night, so mostly go to Bournemouth, if I remember. But obviously, for something like that, it'd have to be in the South West Trains era, because you wouldn't have a licence for South Western Railway, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, you know, there's plenty of scope as well around the Southampton area for the Freightliner. You've already got a 66 there. Whether they could get away with doing it with EWS 66s going into like Southampton Maritime Freightliner terminal, yeah. Well, you could get away with the O&E 66, I suppose. You can't always have the O&E 66 on doing, you know, Southampton runs up to sort of thingy, Freightliner sort of thing. So there's a lot of possibilities, because Eastleigh is an area where basically the most of all intermodals will stop at Eastleigh, either northbound or southbound, for a driver change. So yeah, it's also shunt drivers at Eastleigh Maritime, Southampton Maritime, which they'll just shunt between Millbrook and Maritime container terminals, that sort of thing. So yeah. Plus then you've got all like 158s, the South Western Railways 158s, the 377s, 387s now stop at Brighton, from Brighton to Southampton services. So, but yeah, obviously they didn't in between when South West Trains were running. So yeah, but I'd personally like to see that route. I think the other route that I would love to see, American, is Tehachapi Pass. I might have mentioned that before. Also, the other one for me would have to be West Coast Main Line South. It'd have to be basically London Euston to Birmingham, no doubt. I'd just love to see that. I mean, that's roughly about 100 odd miles, and whether it'd be done or not, I don't know. But... oh, and on top of that, you'd have to have the APT in it as well. Have it modern day, but have the APT as added DLC, because the APT, I've played with the Train Sim Classic APT, and it is absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. But there again, I'd love to see a Deltic with Mark II aircon stock on East Coast Main Line. That'd be awesome. There's 16 miles from Doncaster. Is that a freight train there? Just wagon stored in there. Okay. We've just got a lot of yellows coming up. I know they're a mile between, but yeah. I think they would be my routes that I'd love. I mean, I'd love to see Great Western Express, like a modern day version of Great Western Express, literally Oxford via Didcot down to Paddington, including like the Elizabeth line, that sort of thing. I really wish that didn't come up. That I think will be on the recording, I think, not sure. Yeah. Those are all greens. So I will get significant slowdown on this as we approach Doncaster from the south. I will do my utmost best to ignore everything that's on the left hand side as we go past. I probably won't. I'll be there drooling and seeing, oh, what have we got? The problem is with Creator Club liveries, it does, because there's a lot of stock that's put in the yards and everything, which is cool, which I really do like, and it makes the yards look full. A yard is a proper railway yard in Train Sim World when it's supposed to have stock in it in real life, and you've got stock in it in the game, and that's good. That's how I see a railway yard. I mean, there's always a running joke on the PlayStation. The original Train Sim World with Great Western Express, I'd always in my streams go past Acton and say, "Oh, what's in Acton?" It's like, "Oh, it's really full." Oh no, it's not. You know, and because on the PlayStation 4, I think it was, there wasn't hardly anything in Acton, if at all. And yeah, it was kind of a running joke. But now, obviously, with the PlayStation, with later advents and the technology and everything with PlayStation 4 and 5, you've got more stock in. You can put more stock in there, and the train, you know, the PlayStation can handle it, sort of thing. So yeah. But definitely, I think definitely the main routes would be Great Western Express, and I know that's probably never going to happen, which is a bit of a shame. West Coast Main Line, Euston to Edinburgh. Yep. Euston to Birmingham. Because obviously, but if you get stuff from Birmingham in there, you just get you can also have the 323 running as well as AI traffic. Yeah, Southampton to Poole or Southampton to Bournemouth, or Eastleigh to Poole, extended from Southampton to Bournemouth. And it's roughly about between 45 and 55 miles. So yeah, that would be about right, I reckon. You know, you can have journeys up to, you know, from half an hour to an hour or slightly more. So plenty of freight runs between sort of Marchwood Military Port, or they probably wouldn't put that in anyway, but down to Southampton docks from Eastleigh. So, and sometimes those trips, even from Eastleigh, if you if you come in, pick your train up from Eastleigh, even the yard at Eastleigh, or like Eastleigh platform 2, I think it is, where you're taking over from another driver. You're waiting at Eastleigh sometimes for high-speed train, the expresses to go through, and then basically sometimes you're also waiting around. What's it called? You're waiting around. Speed up a bit now. You're waiting around anywhere between sometimes outside Southampton for a slot to get through the tunnel, get through the station. Either way, you know, whether you're going from Maritime or into Southampton Maritime. So you are, sometimes it can take up for the whole time from Eastleigh down to Southampton, half an hour to 45 minutes. So yeah, that's, you know, so yeah, it's an ideal little run to do if you've got to wait for a gap. And the other decent thing as well is that Southampton is bi-directional, so all platforms you can have up and down trains going through them. So yeah, that's an interesting situation to do. Right, 4.3 miles to Doncaster. This is where things start to slow down a wee bit. Actually, we'll be going straight in, so we won't see much of the lines going off to the left. So that's no, that's not the freight line. This is the freight line stuff that goes off around here. Look. But it's a nice. This is a nice run, though. That's the thing. It is a nice little run. I mean, to be honest, with everything that's going on, I've not really used Livery Creator or Scenario Creator at all. And the other thing is, what I have used a little bit, which I really do need to use a little bit more, is Formation Designer. But that will hopefully come when I get to use the Scenario Creator. So this is slowing down a bit. Because there's a lot of stuff about. This is on the PS5. I'm slowing down a bit too much. So the frame rate has dropped down to about 27 frames a second. And I'm also recording as well, so that will have a bit of an effect on it. We're going to be a bit late going in, but we are going to be running a bit late. We're 1.1 miles away, so I've actually walked all the way from Doncaster Station down to this area. I think there's 801 in the sidings, not the sidings, the yeah, there is. There's an 801 there, look, in the shed. Right, we've got this red light, and I need to get ready to slow down because I don't want to do this recording, get this far, and then spad, because that's bad. Spad is bad. And I'll pick up the names spad a lot. There's some 66s there. So there's our red light. Oh, we're yellow now. That's good. Phew. So just on the outskirts of Doncaster. And well, we've got a 35 mile an hour crossover. One coming through on the fast, look. .66 there. Interesting. The other thing I like as well is with the routes now that are coming out, because I've got most of the stock. If there's extra stock included, like the Northern Trains 323, which is, you've got that there. That's not very good, is it? Come to us. I'll be there 47. That's a couple of 47s. I don't recall the 166s being here. Yeah. It's always nice to have a little look around the thing, but yes, I hope you enjoyed this this little run. 21,789 and a gold, platinum. Only a little bit of speeding, but yeah. I hope you have enjoyed this before he runs me. No, let me out. Yeah, this is my little spot on the Dovetail stream, sales stream. So I hope you have enjoyed it. You can find me on YouTube at HentisRail, or Facebook HentisRail, and yeah. There was one coming on that one. Thank you for watching, and I shall now hand you back. But thank you, and goodbye. See you later. Bye bye.
G'day viewers, how you doing? Hope you're going well. Hope the sale's got some stuff that you actually want. Alrighty, got myself a big can of Dovetail. Makes you wonder what that would actually taste like. Anyway, you know when you get those strange ideas and you want to do something and you really have no idea if it's going to work? Well, that's what we're doing. So, here goes nothing. Thanks for the memories. Guess what this is going to be? Now, I do have to put locomotive on here. Not that I really want to, because I'd much rather not. That's the Sherman Hill one. That's the one I want. Good. And let's go. Copy. 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 4 will do. And I've got to put a locomotive on it, because you can't spawn things with no locomotives. Are you listening, Matt? You can't spawn things with no locomotives. BNSF is the home one, so let's use that for Cajon Pass. Okay, let's save the tankers. And what else are we going to put on there? What about some Huskies? Huskies are fuzzy. Formation builder. Official. Official. Husky stack. Sherman Hill. Copy. Now, why am I using Sherman Hill stuff when I'm going to run on Cajon Pass? Well, yeah, one more. That's a good question. And I'm not actually sure that the BNSF ST40s are going to be compatible with the stuff from Sherman, but I do know that the BNSF locomotives aren't that happy in free roam sometimes, because I've been doing some experimenting. Alright, now we want my matey named Katie. Confirm. Have you guessed yet? Add official. KT. So we want a heritage collection. There she is. We want the KT ST70M in formation by herself. I don't really need to save this one as a custom formation, I suppose. I could just spawn a locomotive, couldn't I? Yeah, let's just do that. Don't save it. It's okay. We'll get our own KT later. Alright, now we should be okay to do this. Let's flip back to the main. And we're going to jump on a route. We're going to go to Cajon Pass, which means box, apparently. On foot, and we want the aggregate spotty. There it is, aggregate spotty. Custom weather, light clouds, because it's a desert. Alrighty, like I said, I got no idea if this will work, but the premise is we've got a couple of trains here that we're going to put together and take down the line, leaving some of it in the first Victorville yard and some of it in the second one. And it's just sort of a corporate transfer thing. We're going to take the opportunity to use a bit of heritage motive power. Alright, let's spawn the first one. And I did deliberately put the locomotives on the back, by the way. So, that's not what we do. ST40. And we want to do the BNSF one, and we want custom formations. Huskies are fuzzy. There we go. Look at that imaginative one. New formation. It's pretty clever. Okay, well, didn't derail. It's a good start. And we want SD40, and we want the BNSF one, and we want custom formations, tanks for the memories. So it's just sort of a corporate deal, if you like. Now, you'd never run down the inside of a couple of train sets like this, because you'd get yourself run over. So we're going to have to move these down into the sidings down in front of us. Am I stuck? No, it's okay. We lived. It's fine. Let's get up into here. And jump in the chair. Insert the reverser. Turn the generator on. Go into reverse. Bit of backwards headlights. Let's make that a lead locomotive. Cut that in for freight braking. It should start pumping up the brakes. Pump it. Pump it. Alright, while that's doing that, let's just have a look at the trackage. Because that one's fine. This one's not. And yeah, that's fine. And that one. That one. Yep, that'll dump us down onto the empty track down there, so that's perfectly good. So we haven't done free roam yet, we've just done custom formation. Brakes look good, so we should be able to go. Making power, good sign. Can it move the other railway's cars? Yes, it can. Good. See, I say things like that because I haven't tried this particular combination, and sometimes custom formations don't quite do what you might think they'll do. Just as an example, if I took these Sherman Hill cars here and I connected them to those hoppers over there, let's just say the outcome would be spectacular. It'd be very funny and spectacular. Should we turn off the JD? I think so. Poor man's never going to live that down, is he? The bells, JD, the bell! Didn't I think on, I am. I was wearing the wrong glasses. Oh, that's better. Now I can see. Those of you who saw the Dovetail stream a while back with me struggling to see signals and things, well, my glasses are the kind where you see distance up here getting closer and closer down here. And these ones are for reading the computer screen. So these ones give a nice focused whole screen view. Whereas the other ones give you a sliver. Which makes it very hard to see things like signals, because if they're outside the sliver of focus, well, you might pick up that there's a red blodge somewhere, or you might not. And I have to thank Matt for the nickname, Sir Spatalot. 8161 doing us proud. we've got to pull this in here and then cut it off because we want to get it away from the train, because we're not going to use this locomotive after it's come in here. So this is, we'll just treat this as the local shunting donkey. Kind of like Eeyore, but orange. We'll just use the independents to stop, because that's a nice light consist, so it should be fine. What could go wrong? Nothing at all is the answer. Ooh, actually, gotta be safe, gotta be safe. Then off, back into neutral, and fully apply the independent brake. And come out here, down on the ground, so we can uncouple, and go kaplunk. Back in here, and we'll just pull this loco off the set, and that'll be all she wrote for this one. Okay, gen on, brakes off, into reverse, onk. Move just enough to pull it off the set. It's good. Still nothing's gone to space, which is excellent. Okay, back to minimums, gen off. Put you into handle off and cut you out. So this locomotive will be idle, and we will release the independent brake because the main brake will hold us, and we'll pull the reversing lever out. Okay, let's shut this door. Just leave this loco here. And we're going to pop back out this way. Now, naturally, our little railway here, the pumpkin factory, has borrowed itself a matey named Katie, so we better spawn that. So, KT, which would be that one. Why am I using the KT? Because I can. Alright, you can sit there, and we'll go and get the rest of our train, which is, naturally enough, the other one we spawned up there. So why do I do things like this? Well, it just adds a different dimension to the surface-based stuff. And I'm trying to get this done quickly because I want to get out in front of a freight train that's coming. Which way did I set those points back there? Okay, all good. No, done the right thing. I just had this momentary feeling that I'd done the wrong thing, but no, I haven't. Alrighty, I want to run up back up here, and our other train's on the inner track, so we want to flip these over as well. It's one of those funny backwards ones, and this set of points here. And we'll race up here and get our train. This set of points as well, by the looks. Ah, it's flipping the points heaven. Yes, I know, they're called switches. Switches, points, you know, kind of the same thing. That's okay. Now, something I've learnt by experience, don't take big locomotives on that track. That's a very tight curve. Big loco, bad. 6376 SD40-2 in pumpkin livery. Jump in here, have a bit of a Halloween special. Alright, let's get the generator on, handle in, get her into reverse, get the brakes cut in and releasing, and the independent will be on lead. Okay, let's get a bit of headlight on. And let's get her moving. Brakes are releasing, so that'll be fine. Let's get rid of the JD. Now this one's only 4 cars, because it's a bit of a tight spot. Otherwise we're not getting the Katie out, because she's a wide body. There's a hot dog stand. Hot dog. This is funny, I've never noticed that before, and I've been here so often. But anyway, one of the reasons that I do use Free Roam and Formation Designer is I can just slot my stuff in amongst the rest of the services. So there are actually other services running here. We should see one in each direction at some point in the not too distant future. .6376 drags her company in cars. I'll just leave her be, because we do need to set these points once all the cars are through. Probably stop accelerating might be a wise move. Alright, let's flip that over and go back to our little train. Start slowing her down. Ooh, is she going to miss the Katie? Yes, plenty of room. I am going to have to take this one just a little bit closer to the end of the track though. Because even though I've only got 4 cars, it could still be a little bit tight up the back there. Actually, it looks like it'll be good. Yeah, I think 4 cars was a very good choice. Alright, so let's stop that one there. What do you mean independent brake release? Make your mind up. It's either a full application or it's a release. It can't be both. Okay, we've made ourselves safe. Let's wallop out through the door here. Down onto the ground. And uncouple. Pull ourselves off the set. Now, why am I uncoupling the locomotives? Well, I'm not using natives from the same route. So I've got some Cajon locomotives, and I've got some Sherman locomotives. And often when you couple them together, they do strange things. Now, I've never tried the Cajon ones and the Sherman ones together, but I just don't want them on the same consist. Alright, let's stop that before we run into the end. Back into the middle, kill the bell. Headlight off. Did we turn the headlight off on the other one? I'm not sure actually. And let's just release you and go into trail. Put you into handle off, which means we're leaving you alone. Okay. We'll keep that one open. Jump out of there. Come out here and close this one. And let's just go, and there's a train, look at that. I was kind of hoping to get out in front of him, but it's not been the way it's worked out. Let's pop through here and race up to the Katie. Actually, we have to change some points first. Now, even though I've got locomotives this way round, I'm going to grab the empty Husky stack first. Because shunting around in a yard, perfectly acceptable to have the stank cars on the back of your train. But when you're going to go out in the main line, you should have something insulating between you and your tank cars. So railways get to do these empty car transfers all the time. We leave our door open. Close him up. Come out of the toilet. It would be there. That's not one. Okay, now let's get the brakes going. More options, operator controls, air brake lead and air brake cut in. That looks good. We're starting to pump up. Put our switches on. I note that the engine couldn't actually be running without those outer switches being on. Number board lights, platform steps. What's the other one? Onboard lights. Put the reverser in while we're still pumping up. It's pretty slow. Dim for yard work. Would help if I actually released the brakes and then it might actually pump them up. That's okay. I wonder if the Katie's powerful enough to overcome her own brakes. Let's find out. She's thinking about it. It's making some power. I can tell it's making power because you can see it down here on the display. See, she's making. Look at that. Just as the brakes run up. Okay. Just got to run up a little bit, and we'll grab these husky cars. Bit of a quiet bell on this one. Much nicer. Just a nice looking unit, the Katie. Very nice livery. Bit of heritage operations. I know she's a UP and she really probably wouldn't be around on the BNSF trackage. But, you know, this is a game. Besides, the locos do tend to get around a little bit. Alright, let's just swap to the 3 cam and we can go and do these points. And let's swap to the 8 cam so we can pop back here and we can control the shunt from here. And while I'm here, I'll also change these points. Righto, mate, come on, back 5 cars. Here she comes, in her red and maroon magnificence. That's just a little quick, mate. Do you want to slow it down a bit? What about a lot? Yeah, still a bit quick. That's getting better. Yeah, now we're good. Too slow now. What are you doing up there? Alright, that's looking pretty good speed. Alright, couple up. Bang! That's a mighty coupling. You know what? I reckon I'm just going to pop down the back because we might have just touched into that locomotive down here because that was a bit of a whopper. Nah, we're all good. No problemo. Okay, back in the cab. And why won't you go into forwards? Oh, okay. I said that's right. This one's got that issue. Sometimes it's not lined up quite right on the mark, so the rail driver can't move the controls. Let's kill the bell, even though it's pretty quiet. And just pull this set ahead. That red signal's a long way away, so we don't need to worry about it. Let's see if we can couple into those tank cars, maybe just a little more gently this time. Alright, just while that's stopping. When you're ready, mate, come on back. I'll wait for you down at the cars. Let's just check these points. These are fine. Into reverse, brakes off, couple of notches. I haven't played this route since last time I rebuilt this PC, so expect a bit of jitteriness because it's going to be loading stuff in and caching it. Righto, mate, looking good. 5 cars. Still looking good. Keep coming. 4 cars. Still looking good. 3 cars. Slow it down a bit. 2 cars. Speed's good. 1 car. Half a car to couple up. Quarter car to couple up. And couple up. All good, mate. Alright, we are ready to rock and roll. So let's hop back into the cab. And just this little touch again. Right, back into forwards, and let's put our headlights on bright with aux because we're going out. Okay, now this is where it gets a bit interesting. So I'll release the main brakes, let it start pumping that up. I'll sit here on the independents. Now, because I know this sometimes gets a bit interesting, we're going to do a save. Because sometimes when you add a path to a locomotive, it gets a bit funny. I don't know if these ones will do it or not. Alright, now our first stop down here yonder, we're going to come down to this yard because what we want to do is we're going to drop off one of the sets of cars. Okay, so good, so far so good. We've got our path 4.2 miles away and we've got a yellow signal. Now, which path is it actually set for us? We're going to sneak off that way, so we need to change these points. That sounded like a signal indication in the cab there then, didn't it? Alright, change these points. Oh, interesting that one of the premises of computer software, and I'm involved in the IT industry, is that they always do the same thing every time you're with them. I'm a bit worried that there's a red signal there. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah. Oh, it's probably waiting. Yeah, there's probably a train coming up the hill because we've got to cross onto that track because we've taken a little bit longer than I wanted. Let's get some power on. And as soon as that starts making some ergs, which it is, we'll pop the brakes off. And rail driver knocks us up to notch 3 all by itself, but that'll do. We're going to have a quick departure. Probably tearing a coupler out of its box back there somewhere, but that's fine. Get rid of the Beelzebub. It's 13 or 15 miles in the yard, I think, from memory. Does look like that up there on the hood. The Katie's many horses. Far too much for this little consist. That's okay. Always have a little buffer between you and your tank cars when you're out on the road, just in case they go bang. You don't want them to hook your driver. A bit more of that nice sweet Dovetail. Dovetail. Best drink out there. Just use their independence to do a sneaky little slowdown here. Looks like we don't have to worry about that signal anymore because I'm seeing a yellow and a green on the HUD. So the dispatcher's decided we're the thing that's going ahead, which is fine by me. Just cruise out of the yard here. Now, one of the useful things about free roam, and we used Formation Designer to put these sets together, but you could just go and collect stuff in the yards if you want to, where you've got hand throw points like this. You can do pretty much whatever you want. And it might annoy some services later on if you kept it running. When their cars have disappeared, that's okay. One of the cool things about free roam is, of course, you can go and explore a lot of these yards that you just normally just drive past, which is a bit unexciting that you just drive past them all the time. And this is a bit more fun. And of course, we have to play homage to our friend Baked Bean Kid, who just loves a bit of shunting. So naturally, we have to do a bit of shunting. Because where would we be without shunting? I know someone else who likes a bit of shunting, and that's the man with the pink ears, Mr. Matt Peddleston. He does love a bit of shunting. Quick shunt around the yard. Of course, he'd prefer the locomotive to not actually have a roof, because when driving, one does not have a roof. This is the mantra of the convertible driver. I do have a rhetorical question for you, by the way. This would be, you would think, an octopus, right? A friend of mine gave me this. But how many legs has it got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what does that make it? Because it's not an octopus. You can answer that question in your own time, really. Go on, Katie McKatie. Pull a bit harder. She'll be right, mate. Cruising here in the desert on the Cajon Pass. And just about every rail operation still runs a few local trains, whether they're moving their own cars around or whether they're moving cars around for customers. Maybe they're going to spot some empties at a factory or something along those lines. So these sort of movements happen a lot, and they're not generally movements that we do actually see in the game very much. We mostly see either an end-to-end run or a partial route run of the big freights. And from my perspective, now granted, yep, absolutely love that there are people that just really enjoy sitting down and driving for 2 or 3 hours, and that's fine. Everybody's a bit different in these games, and should be. But my personal view is I like shorter runs. So when I'm doing freight, the fact that I can do this now makes me happy. We're coming out onto the main line now. I'll be able to speed up a little bit soon. It's a nice landscape on Cajon Pass. I believe Cajon Pass is... Actually, let me just check. Let me just verify this price, because I just want to make sure, because it's kind of surprising. It's 60% off. 60%! So we've got the headliners for the sale. There's a few others, but Bunstreck Bremen Oldenburg, 80% off. Flying Scotsman Centenary Edition, 70% off. We can speed up, so we'll start doing that. Castle Wurzburg, Cajon Pass, Southeastern High Speed, Thameslink Class 700 and ScotRail Express EDG, 60% off. New York Trenton, Amtrak Acela, Glossop Line, Link Rheinstrecke, Birmingham Cross City, 50% off. Let's just go back to our train. We've got Salzburg, Rosenheim, London Overground, Suffragette Line, Bernina Linney and Fife Circle are all 30% off. Semmeringbahn is 20% off. Blackpool Branches, one of the best routes in the game, is 15% off. And Cargo Line Volume 1 Petroleum is 15% off. I believe there's going to be some others in the sale, but at the time of recording, which is significantly before you're listening to it, watching it, is that's the list I have at the moment. Let's take another swig of that big Dovetail. Everybody needs one of these cans. It's awesome. Now, we haven't got too far to go. It's only 2.5 miles to East Victoryville. I'm not actually sure how far we can get around the yards at East Victoryville, so we will pretty soon find out. That's part of the other part of free roam fun, is you get to explore. And sometimes you get thwarted by an invisible wall, and sometimes you can use the whole yard. It's a bit variable here and there. It's usually based on whether the people producing the route did enough scenery around the yard itself to be plausible. So the tracks might be modelled by themselves, and if there's no scenery, then an invisible wall gets popped in to stop you going out there. I would love to see an end to the invisible walls, I really would. Because, you know, I kind of like exploring the world, and as a player, I'm ready to accept the consequences, so maybe an option to be able to turn off invisible walls. And go, just let me explore. And if I come across an unscenic area, well, that's on me. That's fine. I get it. I understand. Oops, let's go this way. I know the train's not crossing the river, but, you know, gratuitous bridge shot. It's got to be done. It's one of my trademark things. Can we fly under the bridge? Whee! Yes, we can. Miss Katie rockets along. And we are coming into the yard, so I do need to start slowing down. Miss Katie's been a bad girl right now. Should we do another gratuitous bridge shot? Oh, of course we should. She's slowing down fine enough. Let's leave her alone by herself. Alrighty. Now, this is one of the older routes before water edges took on better definition and had weeds and all those sorts of things into them. So it's quite cool what water's doing these days. And it, I mean, when this came out, we all looked at this and went, wow, that looks good. But with the advances we've had in some of the newer routes of more recent times, you know what's possible now. And you look back at some of the older ones and go, it'd be cool if they got a little bit of dressing up. I've got yellows coming up. I can see that in my mini HUD. I can also see it there when I zoom in. Let's give them a little bit of a warning that we're coming into the yard. Get rid of the Beelzebubs. Now we'll take this right in, because my grand plan, if we have to pop outside for a minute, is we'll drop the tank cars off in one of the sidings, and then we'll take the containers and run them around the tank cars, and then we're going to take them a little bit further. So I have this grand plan. Now, like I said, I don't know if we can actually do this, but what I want to do is run them around, come back this way, go up here into the Y, and then push them back down into one of these roads down here somewhere. Can we get there? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll know soon enough. We're going to explore. And after we've done that, we'll have a bit of a look around and see what's in the yard that we can steal. Did I say steal? I meant borrow. Now, one thing I didn't check is, are these hand-operated points or not? I don't want cameras. How's our path looking? It's looking alright so far. What are those points? They're good. Yep. 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 Look at that, it set the path for us all the way in on the manual points. Very nice. Oh, you're going a bit quick again, Miss Katie. You've got to curb your enthusiasm, young lady. I know you love showing off. Wouldn't it be cool if we pinched that container train that's sitting over there? Like the whole thing. I think it's going to leave though. I think it's leaving now. It is. It was waiting for us to come down the hill. The dispatcher let us in front because the dispatcher's nice. Because I bought the dispatcher a big can of Dovetail. I worn that out yet? Sure I have. See, it kind of looks cool over there, so, you know. We'll find out soon if we can get there. Those curves do look a little uncurvy though, so may not be proper track. We'll find out soon. Just occurred to me, we wrong railed it down there, didn't we? That's why that other one had to wait for us, because we were on its track. Never mind. Now, what about out past the point where I set as a path? Just got to make sure our points are set, because we actually want to come right. Is that one? I want to flick that one over. And that's fine. That goes into the continuation there. That's also fine. We should be all good. Because we just want to pull in far enough for the tank cars to be in. So that we can get past them, and then it should be fine. Actually, I'll have to stop so we get that stop point, won't we? Might have to back up so we get that. Otherwise, we'll have to remove the path. Let's see if it recognises that I've gone a bit far. Ah, it's fine. Okay, objective complete. Well, let's just jump onto the 8 camera. Come up here and uncouple our beasties. Righto. Now let's just pull her forward until she clears these points. There she goes. Righto, Miss Katie. 3 cars to go. Two cars to go. One more, Miss Katie. That'll do. Flip that over. We can start her coming back. And we'll just go up the other end of these. Just make sure we've got our points set up here as well. I kind of think you can trail through these ones, but I'm not 100% certain, so I don't want to risk it. And we've got to back all the way up to here. Now, that track I think's got cars on it, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. We can't use that track. So we've got to back her almost all the way out. And that one, let's just change that over. Keep going this way. This is fine. This is fine. Now, I don't want to put her on the main line, so I'm going to utilize this trackage here. There should be plenty of room there. There's a great big loop here. It's like a train set. Here she comes. It's probably coming a bit quick. Just slow her down a tad. Looking pretty good. Let's just knock those brakes off. We're going to stop too soon. Did we get far enough? No, not yet. Now, there shouldn't really be any signals in here, so I shouldn't have to set a path. Could get away with this. So let's just go for it. Let's just have a quick look at what the map looks like. So we've got those points set, we've got those points set. That takes us on to that track, which does whip around the corner. Goes where we want to go, up here, so we'll knock these ones over. And those ones. Do you ever find yourself turning your head sideways, kind of like a dog, to read the maps? Alright, we look good going up to the end there. Now, there's no promises that we can actually get there, so it'll either work or it won't. We'll soon know. So the only thing that worries me when I look at the map is there's no cars over there. So, what could go wrong? I was a little worried about this curve because it had a small lack of smoothness. We seem to be going okay. We're missing these cars. Barely. I don't want to go outside and see how close that is because I reckon I'm probably losing a bit of paint back there. Any second now I'm expecting that white symbol, "You've left the playable area." So much so that I'm going to do this so that we can keep having fun if it does happen to us. Put these cars into those sidings down there, I think. Why would our customer want us to do this? Don't ask, it doesn't matter. When you're in the business of making money and your customer wants to do something a bit weird that's within the rules, it's fine. The switch works, good sign. And that one can go straight, that one's straight. I think we might take this one. Right, okay. Back we go, stable these, and then we'll go and pick up some cars from somewhere else and keep going with a little bit of the mayhem. Not that it's really mayhem, it's just us having a bit of fun. Or maybe we should just take Miss Katie out in the main line and do a bit of a light engine. That sounds pretty good to me. I like a bit of a light engine. So we can either take her where she just came from, or we can take her down to the next yard because there's the actual Victorville yard's just down the road from here, so we can take her down there, I think. And when you think about it, it might not even be the customer that wants these cars down here. The railway might be just thinking, I've got these cars and I don't really have anywhere to put them right now. So we'll just chuck them down here. You guys don't mind, do you? They won't be in the way very much. Oh, what's that? They're in the middle of your operation. Well, you'll just have to go round them then. That'll do. We'll leave them their road. Okay, let's make her safe. Fill that bell. Chuck her in the middle. And independent fully on. Main brakes released. Let's go uncouple those cars. Alright, let go, Katie. Good lass. Good stuff. Just shut the door because it's a bit warm out there, even though we've got the windows open. You know what I didn't do? I didn't turn off the gen field. Because I'm naughty. Only me and the data recorder know. Yeah, we're definitely leaving them behind. That's good. What's that? I'm going too fast. Oh no. What happens on Cajon stays on Cajon. Remember that. It's very important. Excellent. Okay, let's head her back out. Got about 8.5 minutes left on my slot, so I think we might have just enough time to get her down to the yard. That's why I'm going a little quick at the moment. As you can see, she's getting just a touch wiggly going through those points. We'll have to set a path to go down to the next one. So, we've got this far. If it doesn't work now, I'm not too fussed, so I'm not going to bother saving again, but let's just set a path. And we want to go down to the next yard down here. Why don't we try and put her in here in the dead end? That's a good place to go. Ha, we can. Now let's just check our points out though. So we've got to set some of them at least. Just to match the path that was chosen. Sometimes the points either get set or they just naturally match because it just happens to be the way they were, but not always. That one needs to come over there. That one's fine. Set this one to come out. And that one. Wow, there's a lot of points in this yard. Now we're going to run past another little light engine down there, so that'll be good. And that one. Wow, how many points have we got? And that should be about it just to get it going anyway. And we're going to come down into this yard. We look good. Points are set. The points are all set. Beautiful. Okay. Let's get her out of here. I'm still notched. That's naughty. Let's give you a little jiggle. There we go. Back on the brights because we're going on the main line again. You know, on the brights. Oh, on the brights. Bright light. Okay. Now because I am running just shy of time, it's got 5 minutes left. I'm going to do a little bit of a speed run. We have clearance from dispatch to exceed the speed limit in a safe manner. Cruise on through here where we left tanks for the memories. I'm hoping at some point that we get a Formation Designer 2, which allows us to spawn consists that do not have motive power, because that would be pretty special. Because you could plonk our little consists all over the place and then go and put them all together. Awesome. These blokes are about to feel the meaning of the word whoosh. These two little light ones sitting down here. Let's give them a bit of a warning that we're coming. There's a lot of dump action going on over there. Another hot dog cart. It's pretty popular with the truckmen. It's inside the factory though. That means the general public can't get in there and go, I want a hot dog. That's alright. Things I'm finding interesting is that the ATC system in here appears to be working with the signals on this route, which is kind of cool. I don't remember if it works on Sherman or not. May do. He's hoping I don't run into the dead end siding and shoot off the end, because that wouldn't be much fun. I'm gonna pop down to Victorville here and we'll go off and see a movie and pick up our next stint of duty a bit later on. I think we've had a bit of a magnificent time getting inside Miss Katie and going for a run. It's excellent to have all of the heritage machines available to us. Because while these would have been very much restricted in the places that they would have gone originally, they wouldn't have strayed too far off their home routes in their time frame. But today you see just about every operator, just about everywhere. Alrighty, here's our sighting, getting here just in time. And of course I can see why our driver's in such a hurry. Because guess what's over there? Alright, let's make her safe. Guess we can hold on a couple more seconds surely. Into neutral, reverse that out, and put you into handle off. Release the independence. Air brake trail and air brakes cut out. Come on. Don't see if I care. Alright, let's jump out. Because why were we in such a hurry to get here? Because it's all that Dovetail we drank. I've got to make a quick little run to the little fella's room over here. Alrighty. Geez, it's a short little fella's room, isn't it? Oh, it's a drink fountain. Oh, that's right. This was the collectible, wasn't it? Look at that. Anyway, I don't think we should probably let the Dovetail out on that. But thanks for watching. It's been quite good. Train Simulator Driver. If you like what you see, I've got a channel. You know where it is. youtube.com/Train Simulator Driver. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you get some good stuff in the sale, and see you later. Bye.
We played a game.